Mind is mantra. What is a mantra? A mantra is something which creates energy by continuous repetition, whose very repetition becomes the energy. Whatever thought you repeat continuously will by and by become an action. Any thought you repeat again and again will begin to manifest in your life. Whatever you are is the result of thoughts that you have repeated over and over again. Much research has been done on hypnosis. Modern psychology has penetrated hypnosis at its deepest level. It has found that hypnosis is based on only one principle. If you want to convert any thought into reality, repeat it as many times as possible. By repeating, what happens is a track will be created which will gradually become a path within the mind. It's like a river is flowing. If we create a track by digging a ditch by the river, the ditch will become a canal. It's the same way. If we track a thought, if a track of thought is created within the mind, very soon the thought will begin to materialize. Repetition creates energy. A mantra means to repeat something over and over again. So the sutra says, mind is mantra. It means that beyond this, no other mantra is needed. You need only one mantra, and beyond this, no other mantra is needed. If you understand the mind, the workings of the mind itself are a constant repetition. Have you observed your mind over the day? So many thoughts keeps coming. There is no stopping at all. Have you ever noticed any stoppings within your mind? No. There are thoughts constantly going on and on and on from the time you wake up in the morning till you sleep. There is constant movement, there is constant repetition. What else has your mind been doing for lifetimes? Just repeating what you do from morning until night. Every day you repeat the same things. What you did yesterday and the day before yesterday, you are repeating the same things today. If you don't change, you will repeat the same thing again tomorrow. And the more you repeat, the more intense the repetition will become. Finally, you will get so caught up in the mess that it will be very difficult for you to get out of it. People say they can't give up smoking. They have repeated it so many times that smoking has become their mantra. If a person smokes 2 packs of a cigarette in a day, it simply means he is repeating this activity 40 times a day. He has repeated it again and again. He has been doing it this for many years. Now suddenly he wants to stop. But something that has already become a mantra cannot be suddenly stopped. You may stop smoking, but still it will not make any difference because in your whole mind, your mind will be demanding cigarette, your body will be demanding cigarette, and they will be saying, I want to smoke. This is what we call addiction. Addiction is something that you have turned into a mantra and you now suddenly want to stop it. It cannot be done that way. Something that has become a mantra, an addiction, can only be broken with an opposite mantra. Your life as it is the result of your mind. So you go on repeating the same things again and again. You certainly want to get rid of your anger. It every day you keep getting angry, and the more the repetition, the stronger the anger will become. How often have you made a vow that you'll not get angry, but all your vows are broken and again you get angry? This has only complicated the problem. It would have been better not to make any vow, because now your mantra, your repetitive habit will become doubly strong. Now you know that your anger is bigger than your vow, more powerful than your vows. So vows won't help you. No matter how many times you make them, they are useless because your anger is stronger. And this hypnosis will also sink into you, because now, even as you make the vow, inside you, you know that it is not going to work. In the same moment, you know deep down that although you are making a vow, you won't be able to keep it. Never make a vow that you can't keep it. It is better for you to remain with only one habit, only one addiction. To make a vow and then to break it is at a great cost, because you'll be creating another habit of breaking your vows. Then you'll never be able to keep any vow that you take in life. Whenever you break a vow, you start condemning yourself and feeling guilty. And the more self condemnation and guilt you feel, the more miserable you'll be. Being happens to emperors, not to miserable people. The miserable ones always go away from their being. If you understand the nature of the mind, you will be able to understand this sutra. The whole movement of the mind is a constant repetition. The mind is a mantra, and whatsoever you have repeated has become your addiction. Whatsoever you go on repeating will become a part of your life. If you have repeated something for many lives, then you'll go on creating the same thing again and again. You become tied down to repeating the same wrong things. So, what is to be done? The first thing, don't ever be in a hurry to get rid of the wrong. When I say wrong, it may be any sort of the addiction. Don't be in a hurry to get rid of any sort of addictions or the wrongs. It would be better if instead of trying to destroy the wrong, you give energy to a mantra about something right. So, if you smoke cigarette, no problem. Just learn to do meditation. Smoking is not at all an obstacle to meditation. Simply learn to meditate. Just deepen the mantra of meditation. The day you succeed in learning to meditate, you will reclaim your self dignity. And when you have reclaimed your self dignity and learn to meditate, it really becomes easier to stop smoking, because you'll have succeeded in creating a positive mantra. Don't focus on the negative way, otherwise you'll get into trouble. You will feel guilty and lose hope. I teach you not to be in a hurry to drop what is wrong. Just hurry to cultivate what is right. When the right has settled in you, it will be very easy for you to drop the wrong. So don't fight with the illness first. Just try to become healthy. If you have a headache and you keep saying, "No, I have no headache," that doesn't stop the headache, because you are repeating the word headache, and when you repeat it as many times, the headache will just be there. Inside, you'll know that your repetition is a lie. No matter how much you go on saying that there is no headache, your head will still be aching, right? So headache will disappear only through your inner process, not just because you say I have no headache. Don't renounce the world, rather seek the truth. Don't go in the direction of, oh, I'll leave this world. Rather, seek the ultimate truth. Don't focus on what is wrong, because even to renounce the wrong, you'll have to look at it again and again. The more you look at the wrong, the more the mantra will be repeated, and you will be hypnotized by what you keep looking at. Do not fix your eyes on what is wrong, because what you will see will slowly find its place inside you. You are already so accustomed to giving your attention to what is wrong. You only pay attention to what is wrong in you. An angry man always focuses on his anger, thinking how to get rid of it. Although he thinks he's paying attention so that he can get rid of anger, he doesn't know that the more he pay attention to the anger, the more he'll be hypnotized by it. Mahavira has said that there are two forms of wrong meditation, sorrows and rage. In great sorrow, a person becomes as if he is in meditation. For example, someone has died. You weep and you cry, you scream, your whole attention becomes focused on just one point. Be aware of the wrong meditation. And all of you are engaged in wrong meditation. This is the cause of all the trouble in your life, the basic suffering and misery in your life, that you have focused your attention on the wrong. You think that everything that is wrong has to be dropped, and you think you are doing this so that you can drop it. Because of the wrong meditation is that you are unable to get rid of the wrong. Just focus towards the truth. If you are an angry man, so what? Everybody is. Don't focus on attention on anger. Don't focus your attention on anger. Instead, focus on compassion. Bring your attention that which is good, which is right, as the energy that moves with the right, with the good grows, and more, the energy that moves with the wrong, with the bad will vanish. Whenever you are getting angry, that's fine. That time you be angry. But immediately after the anger, you have realized, now you know you have become angry and you have come out of it. Do something of compassion, and this time focus your attention on the compassion. What will happen is that the energy will start moving towards the compassion too, even if you are doing it deliberately. So the energy is one. It can either move to anger zone or compassion zone. The more and more you practice the compassion, it will move towards it. It cannot move in both direction. If you have put your energy into becoming peaceful, then whenever you want to get agitated and restless, you will find you have no energy left for it, because it has already moved into being peaceful. And why would someone who had a taste of peace bother to become restless? Only someone who has not tasted peace will become restless. Only someone who has not tasted godliness will indulge and be submerged in the world. So simply don't be concerned about dropping the wrong or the bad, because you'll be hypnotized by the effort of dropping, and you'll never actually be able to drop it. A kind of attachment will involve, or a kind of attachment will develop. Everyone has in their life that they have to drop this, they have to drop that, this is bad, that is bad. There are so many evils that this life seems to be too short to accomplish it. You'll never be drop them all. If you just write it down, the things that you have to drop, when do you think you can drop them all? There is evil everywhere, in every nook and corner. The whole of life is full of it. Even the saints and the holy men and the priest, everyone has it, and they also have a sense of guilt. They tell you this is wrong, that is wrong, everything is wrong. From them, you'll never get a hint at what is right. They say, how can you do the right unless you first get rid of the wrong? The argument seems logical. They say, how can you do right until and unless you are doing the wrong? But that's not possible. What they are saying is, how can you make light as long as there's darkness? If the darkness has not disappeared, how can you make light? If you listen to them, the argument is logical, and that way you'll never be able to leave or drop all the wrongs and then do right. So, but have you ever tried to get rid of darkness? Imagine there's a room full of darkness. Will you think you'll take out all the darkness and then you'll light the lamp? Then you'll never be able to light the lamp. First, in that room, light the lamp, and then you don't have to even talk about darkness, because no sooner the lamp is lit, the darkness will be gone. So bring the light in. Don't focus on the darkness. It's there, but don't focus on it. Nobody in the world has ever succeeded in getting rid of darkness by removing it. In the same way, evil cannot be removed, but the good can be brought in. The world cannot be renounced, but the being can be attained. As soon as the being is attained, the world will be dropped by itself. So we hold on to the world simply because we can see nothing better to hold on to. So until and unless you find something better, no matter how much ever you want it, you cannot drop it. You'll struggle, you will be in anguish, you'll tire yourself out, you'll destroy yourself, but you'll not reach anywhere. Your life will become a senseless affair that leads nowhere. Then again, you'll take another body, and the same vicious circle will begin. The person who can avoid this focusing on evil, will attain the good. So the mind is mantra. You can use it in the service of good. You can use it in the service of evil. Repetition becomes energy. You often become angry, so you just accept it. No matter how many times anger arises, don't regret. Don't fight with it either. As often as you become angry, try and do some act of compassion. That's it. As many times as you hurt people, try and help people. Try and benefit them too. Just start savoring the taste of helping people too. Don't punish yourself for the wrongs. Rejoice in the beauties of the good. Don't torture yourself for your wrongs. Just do a little good and rejoice in it. If you have abused someone, then praise somebody else. Glorify somebody's virtues too. You have enjoyed abusing people, right? Now start appreciating them as well. Don't just entangle yourself in the thorns. They are there. Focus on the flowers. Once you are entangled just in the thorns, you'll never be able to reach the flowers. There are so many thorns, and by the time you reach flowers, you will have got so badly bruised and hurt that even the flower will not give you any delight. Even the touch of them will not thrill you. Actually, even the flowers will hurt you. Because if you are already wounded by the thorns, so don't pay attention to the thorns. They are there. Pay attention to the flowers. And if you have totally rejoiced the flowers, you'll find one day that the thorns no longer exist, because someone who is total in appreciating the beauty of flower cannot feel the prick of the thorns. The real thing is to rejoice the beauty of flower, to be enchanted by it. The real thing is to drink the wine of divine, and then the wines of the world will not attract you anymore. Otherwise, you'll keep fighting with them and being defeated by them. A person who fights with evil is defeated by it. A mind that fights with evil will make a mantra out of evil because he's repeating the mantra. That is mind. Try to understand the process of how the mind repeats. If you can observe for some days, there will be points when your mind turns. Not only does the body have a circular movement, but the mind also has a circular movement. All movement in the world is circular. The moon, the stars, everything, the earth, everything moves in circle. The seasons, and also the seasons of your mind. As woman has a menstrual cycle too. If you observe a little, then you will find your mind has a cycle that completes itself in 28 days. If you observe more intensely, you will discover the exact time when certain things happen. You'll be amazed because you'll find that you don't become angry because of somebody else. You become angry because of your own inner causes. The other is just an excuse, seeing that you'll no longer throw the responsibility on the other. Whenever you lose temper, you'll ask the other for forgiveness. You'll say, "Forgive me, I'm not in my right state. It is only a coincidence that you crossed paths with me. The same would have happened with somebody else too." By observing yourself, you will easily see that the mind is moving in circle. Mind is a mantra, and if you fail to understand this, you will just go on revolving in that circle. That is the reason Hindus have called the world Sansara, a wheel that turns round and round. You're repeating the same thing over and over. So don't think you're doing something unique. Everyone else is also doing the same thing. Whenever you fall in love for the first time, you think perhaps it's such a unique thing that has never happened before in the world. But this is happening every day. Everybody is doing the same. Not just human beings. Animals and birds are doing the same thing. Even the plants. It is not that love has happened only to you. It has happened in the same way to everybody. Likewise, anger has also happened the same way to everybody. There is only one thing that is outside this circle and which does not happen on its own. That is meditation. Everything else happen on its own. You don't have to do anything for it. You just keep sitting on the wheel and that is revolving on its own. And since you are tied to it, you'll go on revolving. There is only one phenomena which is outside of this wheel and which can help you jump off this wheel. That is meditation. It does not happen on its own. It happens only once in a while. Love, anger, greed are ordinary phenomena. They are happening to everybody, even to animals. They don't make you a human being. The beginning of being human happens in your life only on the day when you get out of this mantra called mind, this vicious circle called mind. When this circle of mind is broken and you come out of it, that is meditation. So meditation is not a cycle. It is a state. Mind is a movement and a cycle. So meditation is the name of stopping. Mind is the name of wandering, and not even wandering to new places but to the same old places over and over again. You're moving like an ox on a treadmill. If you continue to observe this, you'll understand it. It is not a theory, it is not a fact, it is not a philosophy. The circular movement of your mind is a fact of your life. So those who have tried to understand life have discovered this fact. It is not a hypothesis, it is a fact discovered through experience. Mind is mantra. Repetition is the very nature of the mind. Hence, nothing new ever happens in the realm of the mind. Nothing original ever happens in the mind. Everything is old and stale, just the leftovers. Whenever you take certain thing as food in the mind, it keeps chewing. You read a book, it keeps revolving in your mind. You will live there after listening to me. It will keep moving in your mind. So it's a circular movement has started. Nothing new ever happens in the mind. Nothing original ever happens in the mind. The being is original and the godliness is the ultimate originality. It is eternally new. There is nothing more fresh. But you'll not able to know that through mind. The mantra that is the mind will have to be broken. So try to understand this sutra very deeply that mind is mantra.